We've got the latest on Steve Austin and Cody Rhodes' reported returns to WWE. AEW stars have responded to criticism of Brandi Rhodes, and a major WrestleMania surprise is reportedly planned. Ooh. So, two big names to talk about to kick this video off. Steve Austin, Cody Rhodes. There's a dream match if I ever heard one. I can't believe we're talking about this.
What's happening?
I don't know. It's been a very weird week for wrestling news, as I'm sure you're all aware. So after Andrew Zarian reported the plans for WWE hoping that Stone Cold Steve Austin would make a return to the ring, we're not talking about him coming out and doing a few stunners and drinking a few beers. We're talking about a bloody match reportedly with Kevin Owens at this year's WrestleMania. Further speculation that Austin could be looking for a Goldberg or Edge type deal where this isn't a one and done. He's going to work a handful of matches per year. During the latest We're Live Pal podcast, Zarian talking about Austin saying, I don't think it's officially signed, but what was said to me is that this is as close as we've ever gotten. Goodness gracious.
This is...
What? Yeah, I know.
I can't pretend I'm not excited because it's Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Leave the memories alone. I don't know how I feel about it.
He's the only guy, like Sean said he was going to stay clear. Sean didn't stay clear, and now it's like, is a return is it gonna be all right?
Rick never wrestled again.
Not yet.
No, Impact, but it doesn't in WWE, it doesn't count. We'll get to him. We might be talking about him a bit more this morning. And so he continued. The other thing is, I don't think this is a one-off. I think Saudi Arabia offered him $3 million a match. If he does do something with Kevin Owens, this would not be a one-off. They would want to capitalize on a larger thing. So previously, Austin has said that if he was to come back, a dream comeback opponent would be Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Could we see Austin challenging for a WWE title in 2022?
If he brings back the Attitude Eagle, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm up for that, actually. I'm up for that. So we could sit here and talk until the cows come home as far as like Austin dream matches. Personally, I like the fact that Austin hasn't come back. He said that he probably wouldn't ever come back. We said he definitely wouldn't ever come back. But you know what? If that glass shatters and he comes out, I'll be bloody 13 years old again.
That was the thing. Like when he came out of Mania 32, when they had the Foley, Michaels, and Austin, we were all kind of like, yeah, this is really cool. This is really cool. It's Foley. It's Michaels, and then the glass shattered, and then he just kind of disappeared. Like, I just disappeared for like 10, 15 seconds, and then all of a sudden I remember I was on my feet screaming very loudly.
There's nothing like it, is there? They're really, like, Austin is
insane.
A different breed. He is on his own level. Also being talked about, obviously, quite a lot this week is one Cody Rhodes. So we've got I know, right? We've got an update from Sports Illustrated. Per multiple sources, Brandi Rhodes is not expected to join Cody Rhodes in WWE. So it looks like Cody's going to be going there. Brandi, perhaps not. This is not to imply her wrestling career is over, as Rhodes just revealed to Sports Illustrated that she's determined to win championship gold in wrestling. So she's not done yet or anything like that, but it doesn't look like she's going to be heading to the Fed. He also, Justin Brasso from Sports Illustrated, also speculating that he could even start filming return vignettes at the Performance Center this weekend. Obviously, he's been working without a contract. He's good to go. There's no compete or anything like that. He could be in Saudi Arabia for all we know.
Well, this is it. Do you think they're even going to bother wasting time on vignettes?
Yeah, I was thinking that.
That's a 5-day turnaround maybe. If you're going to shoot 3-4 of them, you've got a couple of editors going.
Depends when they want him for. I guess I think it's unlikely that we'll see him in Saudi Arabia personally.
We're going to see him possibly as early as tomorrow.
Really? What, for SmackDown?
Well, if the whole thing with
AEW,
if the whole thing with AEW is that they don't have non-competes, WWE can just be like,
well, it's not that they don't have it. He's just been working with it. The contract expired, so he's totally good to go. So I mean, I think his first match back will be WrestleMania, but we might see stuff. I don't know, I agree. I think it's probably a bit of a waste with the vignettes thing. I think when that Stardust music hits, you don't want to waste. You don't want to waste that. No, I don't know. I think they're going to absolutely ruin him, personally. I think that they've promised him the world. He's coming back. He's going to be in main events, world title picture and all that. I think they're going to teach him a bloody big lesson, personally.
I think they will, but only after about a year or until the next defector comes.
Yeah, perhaps.
And then it'll be like, come in, and then you'll see Cody getting pushed out.
Isn't he? He smashed the throne. He spent like in so many promos just ripping WWE to shreds, right? And
Vince admires guts, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
So it's we were talking about this the other day on the news. It's kind of like, well, how's it gonna fall?
Yeah. Well, we will see. Good luck, Cody. I personally think you're going to need it, but I'd love to be proven wrong. I'd love them not to be bitter about the whole thing and just crack on with somebody who is a tremendous talent. Somebody who has been really sort of torn apart, I guess, over the past couple of days is Brandi Rhodes, while we're on the subject. And a comment that caused a lot of controversy, Wade Keller saying that on the PW Torch podcast, it sounds mean, but nobody has anything nice to say about Brandi Rhodes and her disposition or popularity behind the scenes. And a lot of AEW stars have come to her defense on this. Nyla Rose, Aubrey Edwards, and Amanda Huber, most notably. So Aubrey saying that nobody has anything nice to say about Brandi is such a crock of beep. I've had multiple meetings with Brandi every week for various projects. She's professional, hardworking, and gets beep done. She's a friend of mine, and I'm gutted to see her go. Amanda Huber also seeing articles that say nobody has anything nice to say. That is utter BS. Brandi was a consummate professional. She is incredibly strong and professional and caring. While I'm not in the locker room, I'm far from nobody. And she was also commented that, this is absolutely not a work or anything like that. Red Velvet also saying, I think it's very disrespectful and rude how you guys can make comments and have people believe things that are not true. Back off and just be happy for people in their new endeavours. Good day. And Nyla Rose also saying that, she might have been a divisive person, but she was actually tremendously liked backstage. And so, I think that's an interesting point in that, like, if somebody is divisive, then maybe she has rubbed some people the wrong way, but obviously she's got a lot of support too.
And this is it. And, when people are talking to sources, you aren't getting fact all the time, are you? You're getting opinion. So you, depending on who your sources are and how they feel about certain people, that's going to dictate the public view that comes out via those sources.
Yeah, I think it's really important to question absolutely everything. Obviously, we run down the news from all of the sources around the world, the hopefully trustworthy sources, but make your own minds up totally. And don't believe everything that you read. Don't take it as gospel, because there is information that goes around, and it's up to everyone, all of us as wrestling fans, to make up our own minds on these things. Sticking with AEW quickly, quick update on Chris Jericho's status with the company from Fightful. No, it's not that exciting, don't worry. Don't tune out though. Stick with us. We've got major WrestleMania 38 surprises. We'll be quick. With the first round of AEW contracts expiring, Fightful inquired about the status of Chris Jericho's deal with the company, which he signed in 2019, that is. We were told that there are roughly 2 years remaining on the contract, which would carry him at least through 2023. On last night's Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer reported that AEW picked up a 2-year option on Chris Jericho, which would be in line with what we've also heard. So he's going to be sticking around for a bit longer, doing great stuff. I saw a side-by-side comparison of Jericho back when he joined AEW, or not too long after he joined AEW, and today. And he's like 51 years old, I guess. He's early 50s. And man, he's had a glow up, hasn't he? He's put the work in. So fair play to Chris Jericho. He's obviously very, very valuable. It wouldn't surprise me to see him once more in WWE, but he's with AEW.
He's somebody who I can see AEW being prepared to put a lot of money into because of the name value alone. So
without a doubt, he was like, he brought a lot of eyes to the product. Certainly when they launched, he was very the biggest name, I guess, wasn't he, as far as sort of mainstream popularity goes. We are finishing off talking about WrestleMania 38, and apparently there is a major surprise planned. This is somebody that is Austin level, on par with Austin. So there's apparently one more surprise besides Austin still to come, and it's supposed to be Austin level, and that's a pretty small list that could be Austin level. This is from Dave Meltzer. I think Dwayne's got stuff going on, so I don't think it's going to be him. So who else do we have? Hogan, Flair, Undertaker, Mojo, right? Might have added a name there. Is there anybody else alive that still would? So, I mean, Undertaker is a possibility, Texas and all that, right?
I don't think you'd have somebody like a Brett I think Brett isn't the type of person where he'd come back for a match like that.
No, and it has to be smoke and mirrors just because of Brett's health as well. Like, it's not going to be Brett. Hogan? It could be. One last leg drop, brother. Flair?
Again, possibly. Flair's somebody who's still very active in the online wrestling community, so...
Yeah, and he said numerous times that he wants to do one more match. Following the sort of...
Hogan and Flair just facing off.
Yeah, go on.
That sounds like a Saudi match.
Yeah, it really does sound like a Saudi match. So, I don't know. We'll see. I can't think of many other people that are on that level, if anyone. I guess Cena, but I think he's pretty busy.
Taker makes sense, even though, Taker's just had a big, going away party for a couple of years running.
Wasn't that big. Nobody was there except his mates. In front of a load of screens, Paul. Maybe you want something proper.
It's Texas, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, totally. We will see, but it's shaping up to be a pretty exciting WrestleMania. A lot of people are talking about Rock, even though he says there that Dwayne's got stuff going on. Rock's interaction with a fan following his Super Bowl speech has sort of hinted that it might be something to do with Dwayne. Yeah. So a guy called Jamie on Twitter saying, so The Rock absolutely crushed his intro yesterday, but when he said millions and didn't pause for "and millions" by the fans, I shed a small tear. And The Rock replied to this, because he's a lovely guy who actually gets back to his fans on Twitter. We love you, Dwayne. Saying, brother, that was a little Easter egg for you and the millions. And don't worry, millions with a pause coming soon. So people that say, he's basically saying, hey, I'm going to be saying that again pretty damn soon.
I was immeasurably disappointed when he didn't do the "if you smell" when he opened the Super Bowl.
Yeah, right.
I was just sat there and I was like, I know he won't do it, but...
Did he give a little eyebrow?
Yeah, I think he did the eyebrow.
Yeah. Better it done. So I think the possibility is
that
something that he could do that doesn't take any prep. He doesn't have to start training again. Not that The Rock ever stops training. Training to wrestle again. He could do something where, like, a special guest ref thing to set up the match with Roman the following year. I think that's a possibility. And then Rock Austin 4, Hogan, Flair, Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah, and then we'll turn into a tag, and then a cross tag.
All in Saudi Arabia. Looking forward to it. Anyway, lots of exciting happenings. We will be back with another news video very, very shortly. Take care of yourselves. All the best. Goodbye.